Well, what is the best movie you've ever seen? Well, Avengers Endgame was a good movie, and Avatar, which really sucked, so screw Avatar, or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, by Quentin Tarantino. I mean, a movie that's so good from 100 movies I saw that are really good, that deserve to be above than Avengers Endgame. Welcome to a show called What's the Best? Um, that's all. Now, let me fix the camera. Now, I'm going to take a look at the latest films that came out like last month, called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino. And I am a very huge Quentin Tarantino fan, and Pulp Fiction was, I don't know, kind of like the second movie I've ever seen. And I don't know, like, even though Quentin Tarantino is friends with old cast members like Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt, even though they became a duo in the ninth film, and like it's his movies are still perfect. There's a lot of conception, and there's a lot of arguments, and a lot of communication, and he always flips the tables at you. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it never really does flip the tables on us, because the movie's actually focused on Hollywood, and the movie's actually focused on a real event of Sharon Tate, and of how Charles Manson actually murdered her. But if you see the movie, like, if you've seen it, that means Sharon Tate wasn't murdered in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just like in the real life. Instead, part of the Manson family went to her neighbor's house, and then the stuntman for the actor had to deal with it, and then Leonardo DiCaprio had to finish the last member of the Manson family. And plus this was actually a real event, and then Quentin Tarantino, I don't know, it's Quentin Tarantino. He really does a lot of twists in real events, but the movie I really like is probably Pulp Fiction. It will always be a really great film in my heart. And plus his very first film, I really forgot about that, and that I don't know, but Pulp Fiction was really good, and that's how the meme from the near beginning of Pulp Fiction actually worked. And like, if you know what I mean, if you've seen Pulp Fiction, there are kind of a lot of memes there, and plus one meme was actually added in Fortnite, like, that confused me, like, that meme, like, that, that email, yeah, that was from Pulp Fiction. Yeah, kids knew everything. Now let's talk about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it focuses on the murder of Sharon Tate, but it actually focuses on a friendship of an actor and his stuntman, and the actor, and probably the reason why it's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood makes sense to the whole plot of the movie, because it tells us a tale, like two and a half tales of about our characters. Our character Leonardo DiCaprio, and our stuntman Brad Pitt, and also our third actress that hadn't really had a story, who just watches a movie about herself. Margaret Robbie, yeah, yeah, remember Suicide Squad? Yeah, Margaret Robbie was Harley Quinn. Remember? Yeah, I mean, I'm not much of a DC fan. I don't like Suicide Squad. It's the worst movie I've ever seen. Pretty much, yeah. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood doesn't really focus on the real events, but it focuses on the real actors. It focuses actually on everything, and it actually focuses on what actors face in real life, like at 1969, and also the ninth film from Quentin Tarantino actually gave me some feeling that the whole movies from Quentin Tarantino is actually just one universe. And if you've been sticking around the credits and seeing Leonardo DiCaprio host making a commercial for Red Apple cigarettes, if you know what Red Apple cigarettes are, they showed up in every Quentin Tarantino movie ever, and also yeah, like, after he pronounce a red apple. That actually tells me that Quentin Tarantino's saying, yes, the Quentin Tarantino universe exists. It exists. And we don't know what's expected from Quentin's 10th film. Probably it's going to be science fiction or Avengers Endgame style, since it's a whole Quentin cinematic... Oh, Tarantino cinematic universe. It's going to be the TCU. Yeah, that's actually a really good thing. Or we would like to call it the Tarantino verse. And that kind of sounds very short, actually, you know. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's the best movie I've seen so far, and it was the most anticipated movies of the summer. And yeah, it also focuses on less than the Manson family, and plus Charles Manson actually made a little cameo in the film actually, while he was stalking Sharon Tate in the movie. But like the only characters that we really need to focus on is just the duo, Leo and Brad, because Sharon Tate wasn't really important, because if you've seen the movie, Sharon Tate just watches herself in a movie for too long while the boys are just doing their thing. Like, okay, so Leonardo DiCaprio was working on a Western movie which is a pilot, and also the Brad Pitt actor, what's his name, Cliff? Yeah, Brad Pitt plays Cliff, and Leo plays, I don't know. Okay, so Leonardo DiCaprio plays as Rick Dalton, a Western actor, and Brad Pitt plays Cliff. I'm reading from this. Cliff Booth, and yeah, so it's about a bond about these two, and also they kind of ended their friendship because their contract is already done, and if Cliff was actually in next door in God, so many names in this movie. Actually, there's a lot of cameos in here. Yeah, like when Cliff entered Rick Dalton's house in real life, then all of this from Once Upon a Time can happen. But instead, reality has unfortunate sides, actually, and it actually shows us an alternate universe how Manson was killed. And if you don't know who Charles Manson is, he was a failed singer, then made a cult with women called the Manson family, and yeah, then they start singing songs while they're picking up trash like homeless people. But you know, and they always and the Manson family always hitchhikes, and you know, it's pretty dramatic to see him die, because we all wanted him to die, and by the time Manson wants to be free from prison, he just wants to be there, just like he said in part of the movie. And the movie actually gives us an alternate universe how he actually died, like how he should have been killed instead of rotting in jail. So yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is number one so far in my records, and yeah, and let's just take a look at the other movie. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the trailer for you guys to judge whether you should go see it or not. So here's the trailer, with me, cause I'm gonna react with you guys. I've seen one of them, but this one takes 2 minutes.
I'm Rick Dalton. It's my pleasure, Mr. Schwartz.
Oh, me, Marley. Put it there. That's your son?
No, it's my stunt double, Cliff Booth.
Last night we watched a Rick Dalton double feature. Oh, the shooting. I love that stuff, you know, with the killing.
A lot of killing.
Everybody order fried sauerkraut!
That's actually a reference to one of Quentin's films. I love this movie. And there was Margot Robbie.
Are you an actor?
No, I'm a stuntman. So you're still with Rick, huh? Still here. Anything you want to him.
It's hard to be an actor, Rick. Not a TV cowboy. You're better than that. yourself like that in front of all those goddamn people.
All right, what's the matter, partner?
It's official, old buddy. Who has been?
August night and the leaves hanging down and the grass on the ground.
Here I am, flat on my ass. Who I got living next door to me?
I'm Sharon Tate. I'm in the movie.
You're in this?
That's me. I play Miss Carlson, the klutz.
It's a ragged tent where there ain't no tree
Charlie's gonna dig you.
and the gospel group telling you
And there's Manson.
love's traveling salvation show. Babies and brandy, your ladies and everyone knows.
In this town, that can all change like that.
Hey! You're Rick fucking Dalton. Don't you forget it.
And there we go. If you guys really want to see the movie, go ahead. Yeah, let's just take a look at another movie that we're gonna review next video. And the next best film for the top is